Today is their day. They have the big LAN experience. I think they're going to take this one.
Yeah, they can definitely take down Immortals. A big question here is how it is all going to start out. Luminosity needs to strike hard, they need to strike fast. If they can take this first map in a dominant fashion, that can play off of the, as he mentioned it, LAN jitters for Immortals. Maybe attacking some of the synergy they're still trying to find, or perhaps, I should say, still trying to find around Chance. So right now, especially this first defense is going to be huge for Luminosity. A full hold here will be worth its weight in gold.
They were watching them scrim a little bit earlier, Immortals at least. They were looking quite good on this map, so Luminosity definitely has it in for themselves here. But Luminosity is going to start off on this defensive side. They are running the Symmetra, which has been so popular on Dorado as of late in the top tier of play, really finding a lot of use more and more as time goes on. And then we'll see exactly what Immortals, give them a few more seconds, make sure they have everything locked in. We'll see what they go with. But Luminosity seems to be still a 3-tank setup despite some of these meta changes. We've seen a lot of variation in compositions as well for teams since the new patch, but they are going to be triple tank and single DPS. Immortals coming out with the quad tank themselves on the offensive side, so staying with that quad tank, which was so big in the last patch.
As so far, not a whole lot changed for either team. We'll see a little bit of that play probably more into the control point maps. Symmetra still definitely in the meta here. Look at Mineral, already up to 44% on his ultimate. He's going to be laying down a teleporter rather soon in this fight. 62.
He's going to have that up very shortly, already at 85%. Once he gets that teleporter up, assuming that's what they want to go with, most teams have been choosing the teleporter rather than a shield generator for the most part. Sometimes depends. Super Pluke already getting, he was hooked in, but manages to stay alive. They've already lost 2 players on the side of Immortals on the attack, but they were able to get Super Pluke, Immortals. So if they can regroup themselves quickly, they might be able to have a chance to push back in with the player advantage, but that teleporter is at the ready for Luminosity. Nano Boost is going to be used on the side of Immortals as well. Aethan gives that one off, but Bay ended up going down there as well. Teleporter up, it's going to be tough for Immortals, but they now getting put inside of a Graviton. 2 more kills coming out for Immortals. They're trading back and forth, 2 for 2, but now Immortals down 3 at the moment. And they were able to get the teleporter in the process, so things looking pretty good for Immortals on this repush.
That's a big grab taking down that teleporter, but during that fight, Mineral got almost 70% on his ultimate, just taking down Zarya. Looks like he's actually going to switch off after being taken down to Lucio. He can get back into this fight rather quickly and just play this point from here on out. Pretty standard right now. Immortals rolling into the final points. Attack Visor already on the field.
We're going to see Luminosity try and come back out and contest this cart. They don't want Immortals to get the first point. At the very least, stall them out. A chorus of ultimates being used, trying to stall out this payload. 2 down for Luminosity now, 3 as Immortals are just steamrolling through this first point. They will grab it and have 4 minutes and 30 seconds to move through this streets phase. So looking very, very solid off the start here as Immortals.
A lot of momentum here for Immortals after taking down that teleporter. Pushing in, only using basically 2 ultimates here in order to get through that first point. That's huge. They're going to be rolling into the second through the streets with 3 on the table. One of them self-destruct. Then you got a Graviton and an Earthshatter. Those are 3 of the biggest ultimates in the game right now. Keep an eye on Grim Reality and Hype to connect for a big, what we like to call bomb combos around here. If for some reason you folks haven't been watching a whole lot of Overwatch lately, that hook.
Coming down, they're going to drop the Graviton right onto the Luminosity players. Self-destruct in there as well. 2 kills already going away of Immortals. 3 players up for them as Luminosity is just getting wiped off the map. Icefeld's going to have to back up, head for the hills, as Immortals are just in full flow at the moment. It's seamless for them. And, I mean, they did use quite a few 3 ultimates there, I believe it was, but, I mean, they are certainly getting quite a bit of distance on this cart. Luminosity will have a chance to contest here, but Agility's playing forward with this whole hog, but now meeting up with the rest of the team. This Earthshatter is going to be crucial for Luminosity. Now they come in. He went for the whole hog, gets hooked back in, gets a shield on him, but quickly just sent back to the respawn queue as Luminosity with a brilliant repush here. Super Pluke with 2 for himself, and Luminosity certainly going to come out in favor of this fight, I'd imagine, yes. Now as 4 kills go their way, and they'll be able to stall things out a little bit here. Immortals still 3 minutes left on this clock. to bring this card into the second point.
Luminosity coming back to that point at exactly the right time. Taking the high ground, you see them retaking right here, taking a big momentum shift away from Immortals. Immortals rolling into that with a higher ultimate economy overall, but Luminosity now coming out on top. A Nano Boost, a Nano Visor on the table, along with a Graviton. They can definitely hold this point for 1 or 2 more fights if they use those effectively. Immortals, they don't have anything yet except for that Nano Boost, and right now they're still looking to find a way in.
That was well done by Hyped. He separated all the Luminosity players that were on the high ground. A few ultimates being used on the side of Luminosity, but that's all that Immortals really needed there. They go in, don't make them use, Immortals don't use too much themselves, but get Luminosity to burn a few of their ultimates. So once Immortals get their players back up, they'll have at least this Earth Shatter at the ready, which can be enough for them to grab this second point, and they'll be able to move through. Sound Barrier shortly coming up as well. Luminosity making a couple of changes in their team composition. Do have Ube switching over to Pharah, so keep an eye on that one as they move up. But Immortals now starting to come back in for the re-push. Is again, look to Chance with this Earth Shatter, as now they start to engage speed boosting up, and Ube gonna need to try and contest him up in the sky. Do not want him with free reign. We've seen him on Pharah in the past and has absolutely wreaked havoc. Now, Immortals going to initiate with the self-destruct coming on in. Sound Barrier comes out. 2 ultimates used by Immortals and a counter Sound Barrier out. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far off the start of this one, as Chance did use that Earth Shatter charge across from Chance. 50 health left, but he takes out Hedan, which is a crucial pick for the Immortals players. And now an Earth Shatter yet again coming out from Super Pluke. 3 more kills for Luminosity, and they're going to shut down Immortals. Time winding down for them a bit here. About a minute and 10 left.
Luminosity managing this second point defense so well here. Ice Belt still flexing on the high ground with Attack Visor. That's going to be a huge problem for Immortals as they come in. They do have Grim Reality's Graviton to try and grab all of Luminosity and take them down, but so far, Ube has been flying uncontested, and he's about 3% from a barrage.
Agility is making the switch to Genji. We've seen him on that before as well. He can make a huge impact on that hero. Hyped is going to try and disperse the team a little bit, sending a long-range Graviton, and there is going to be a barrage up top. Ube getting completely shut down, finding no value off the back of that. 3 kills chiming in for the Immortals players. They have the number advantage, but now they're starting to come back with some. Luminosity Super Pluke got that Nano Boost, and he's just swinging away, taking out these Immortals players on the cart, but now he's separated by himself. Should be focused down quite easily by the Immortals squad as they're looking to bring this cart into the second point. 15 seconds left for them to get it done. They're gonna have to make it happen here. This is their last attempt. Now Agility's coming through with that Dragon Blade, looking to end Luminosity, at least for this point. A few coming now for Immortals as they are looking good to take this second point. I was only Super Pluke left, and Immortals with just a few seconds left are going to be able to get the second point. They'll have a shot at life for last.
Whenever the map is in danger, breakout Agility's on Genji, and he's going to mop up the rest. Ube changing off far and a Tracer in that last fight, still putting up numbers constantly. He's definitely showing up here at LAN.
Certainly doing big stuff for Immortals so far, that's for sure. Grim Reality making a switch over to McCree. Now this is a fun one to watch. Grim Reality on McCree. This guy can certainly hit the headshots. You got to be looking to him on the side of Immortals as well. Him and Agilities can make a big difference for them on this last point. Not a lot of time to work with. A minute left. Graviton comes out from Luminosity as they just charge straight through. 2 kills going their way. 3 now as Immortals need to quickly regroup on this one and look to go for another push. They're really only going to have one more solid attempt at trying to move this card as far as they can.
Yeah, a lot of time burning off there with Luminosity picking up 3 relatively quickly and then taking their time to mop up the last few. Agilities going down. Fortunately, he will be able to get back rather quickly for Immortals. Immortals now getting some pressure here on the cart. Hyped is going to ride it in on D.Va. Looks like that's Ube going down.
Ube went down, tried to get the pulse bomb off, ended up killing himself. That's a 1-player advantage for Immortals already, looking to bring it in, but Luminosity just shutting it down. 3 kills. This Dragon Blade from Agilities needs to go big. It does not. Luminosity stopping Immortals right in their tracks, putting them back into the respawn queue, and will end their offensive push as well. We are into overtime. They actually will have another attempt. Hype managed to get back in the nick of time, gets him out of his mech, and now a Sound Barrier comes out. Immortals may actually have a small opportunity here if they can find the kills. That's the question. Grim Reality is hanging on by the skin of his teeth at the moment. Ube ends up going down to Agilities. It's a 1-for-1 trade here as Immortals trying to keep hope alive on their offense. 2 more kills chime through. They have the player advantage. Earthshatter coming out from Chance as well. They're going to certainly continue moving this cart forward. Ice felt the last one in from Luminosity, but taken care of. These respawns are going to be coming back quick from Luminosity, though.
This is a disaster for Luminosity. Immortals so far rolling straight in. They've got forward pressure. It's going to be really hard to get out of spawn.
Immortals looking really good here. Luminosity with one last attempt to try and shut this one down. It is overtime. Super Blue completely melted as he comes out of spawn. 1 player advantage. You don't want to lose your Reinhardt that early. 3 kills now for Immortals. They're looking to bring this one on home. The Hail Mary push in the last second. They are going to send it into last, and they do cap all 3 points. It was in overtime, but they get all 3 in the end, and that's what counts.
Immortals is going to have to match that score, but with surplus time if they want to take Dorado here today. Man, Agility's just popping off there at the end. Nanoblade cleaning it up all the way to the point.
I thought they were certainly done there. I didn't think anyone was going to be able to make it back. Hyped got there in the last second to stall it. This is their first setup play through the Streets phase. Graviton self-destruct, and Chance is there to just swing away with his hammer, pick up a few, and they started off just breezing through the first, just about the first 2. It took them a little while to get that second one, and man, they made it count once they got the second. The final push, bringing it all the way into last, winning 2 team fights in a row, while keeping someone on the cart at all times, which you have to do in that overtime situation. So well done there by Immortals, as we are going to see the change of sides now as Immortals tries out their defense. See what Luminosity brings to the table in terms of composition. We told you before, they have a lot of variety in what they do. But guys, if you want to go ahead and take a look down below in the stream or on to the Overwatch_NGE Twitter as well, you can take a chance at getting yourself a 12-month subscription of Loot Crate, so go check it out on Twitter and find all the details there. But Immortals with the Hail Mary push. This is going to be a tough one for Luminosity, but they're looking to be running a full dive comp here, at least what they're showing so far.
If they are going to lock this in, it looks like Immortals is lying in wait. Grim Reality already sitting on McCree. That's going to be a difficult barrier to get through for any Genji player, any Tracer player. Grim Reality is just disgusting on DPS.
The thing is though, for Grim Reality, I mean, if they put Super Pluke and Icefelt and even get Ube, if they're coming in, I mean, you miss your flashbang if you're Grim Reality, you're done. You have no chance at that. You need to hit your flashbang, at least get 1 kill here, and it's going to be very tough for Grim Reality to deal with Super Pluke if he gets onto him. So we'll have to be looking for that as we head into it. But Luminosity now starting their offensive push. Full dive comp out, 2 DPS, 2 tank. You have Spree there for the bubble to bubble those diving players from Luminosity. As now they start to work up towards this choke point here. Grim Reality be the sole DPS player, pure DPS player for Immortals here, as they're still running triple tank on their defensive side. That's just a bit of a poke battle back and forth, building up ultimates. They managed to lose Mineral right out of the gate. Agility's found the hook, so that'll certainly put a stint in the push of Luminosity. I mean, you can't do anything without your Lucio, so just back to the drawing board, regroup.
Yeah, right now, Luminosity just trying to position themselves to get ready for the big dive, pushing the payload into a position they're actually going to wrap around, probably go through the stairs and then start working on that dive. You're going to see Super Pluke, Ube, and Icefeld going deep into the back line. Immortals are going to have to hold a very tough line in order to survive that. Grim Reality probably going to be one of the first targets.
Oh, Mineral going down yet again. He's having a rough time here so far on the offense. Hook from Agility's managed to hit it, but couldn't quite connect with the left click still. That's 2 kills for Immortals here. They did manage to get Chance. 2 kills coming through for Luminosity now. If they can get their respawns back quickly, I mean, they are down 3. They're down in numbers, and they're going to lose Ube here as well. But for them, if you're Luminosity, you want to regroup quick. Try and get your numbers up, because those Immortals players, their spawn is far away, so they're going to have a tough time getting back in the time that Luminosity will have their full team.
Right now, Luminosity's holding onto a Dragon Blade in the hands of Ube, but Immortals, they're getting very close to 3 ultimates, nearly all 6 potentially if this next fight takes a while to get going, and ultimates being a large part of the game. Chance can shut down a large part of that dive with just a single Earth Shatter.
They'll be looking to that one. Graviton is shortly coming up, losing chance early. That's going to be rough for Immortals. Using Transcendence, there was a biotic set on them as well, but now the whole hog out from Agility's 2 kills. Grim Reality is there to clean up as well. Immortals holding strong right here. All thanks to Grim Reality, and Agility is making a big part of that play, but it was a biotic that came out as well from Aethan that shut down a decent bit of the Transcendence that came through from Luminosity, so making things a bit difficult for them there. Now just down to 1:30 left for Luminosity. They got to start kicking it into high gear right now and at least get this first checkpoint, or they're going to be going down one map early.
They're definitely already on the ropes, and Immortals looking really solid. Agility's certainly not feeling any of the land jitters. He's hitting those hooks, I mean, aside from that one, just one after another, just as much as he does online.
He's got a pretty good hook percentage, that guy. Agility.
Really thing only they have got going with them. They do still have they do have Dragon Blade, they do have a Graviton and Ice Felt's bomb. If they can sync those up, that could be big.
There's going to be a Deadeye in the back, shut down. Ube starts it off to get Grim Reality. 1 player advantage for Luminosity in the fight. They lost Grim Reality and Verbo, but now losing Super Pluke, it's Luminosity, so it's actually going to be a fairly even fight. Ice Felt, though, they're going to be looking to him to try and clean some of this up alongside of Ube. Chance is going to be left out in the open. Luminosity now with a pretty decent opportunity, maybe, to take this one. Agility's just trying to stall out this payload for a bit. Luminosity, or Immortals might have a chance to get themselves back. It looks like Hyped is inching his way around there. Yes, they are going to try and contest this one, stall it out. They don't want Luminosity to get this next checkpoint. They want to end it right here, right now, but Super Pluke already starting it off by taking out Hyped. And with 2 kills going the way of Luminosity, it's going to be very tough for Immortals to try and shut this one down. Chance uses Earthshatter. I'm not exactly sure about that one. He could have held on to it. Getting a bit jittery there, I think that was, because he could have held on to that Earthshatter and used it for another fight. They probably weren't going to win anyway. But regardless, Luminosity, they get first, and they have a lot of ultimates to work with.
And again, the momentum changes hands at the last moment. Luminosity is going to be rolling through the streets phase and into the second point with 5 ultimates up already. Ube holding on to his Dragon Blade all throughout that final challenge coming from Immortals. Immortals, they're going to play forward. They're going to try and drain some of these ultimates out to keep themselves up in this game.
They are going to try and dive back in. Agility's the first to fall. Transcendence used by the Luminosity side. Make sure that those players stay nice and healthy, and the Luminosity squad just pressing quite aggressive there because of that 1-pick advantage. Spree even jumping right back in, applying even more pressure, seeing if they can create themselves a bit more space to move this payload forward. Now going very aggressive. They have a biotic on themselves. Need to be careful. Sound barrier out. There is a self-destruct. 2 kills back for Immortals now as they finally shut down Luminosity through this streets phase here. Immortals coming back with ultimates, holding them, and that will be going to have to be a reset, 1:20 for Luminosity to work with.
But aside from the time lost, Luminosity only really burning a sound barrier and a pulse bomb, which they're already getting back here with Ice Felt, still holding on to a number. Hedan now going to actually change away from Zenyatta and onto Ana. It looks like Luminosity thinks they're going to be needing a bit more healing to get through this point. Immortals, however, they held strong in that last one. They're still challenging early, but Ube's going to go down.
Oh, that's rough if you're a Luminosity. You need to back up right now, regroup, wait for Ube, and that's exactly what Luminosity's doing. Good discipline there. So they're going to wait. Ube's got that Dragon Blade. That's going to be one of the big things Luminosity's looking to on the fight. So I'll wait for him to regroup, but 45 seconds, they need to move the cart pretty far, too. I mean, getting it to the next checkpoint, it's going to be a tall order for them.
It looks like they're going to be waiting for a Nano Blade to dump that out, because right now, Ube has been sitting on that Dragon Blade for a long time. Chance lying in wait for an Earthshatter. He lines it up, he's going to throw it in the back line, but he doesn't come up.
Oh, it doesn't connect somehow, and now the Dragon Blade comes out as well, but he was shut down with it. It is a 2-for-2 trade. Now the whole hog in from Agility's Super Pluke might be in a rough spot. Ends up getting finished off by Hype, but overall, Luminosity does have the numbers. This one, I believe. Ice Felt's still in there, very close to finishing off Verbo. He's hanging on, just barely, but Hype doing a good job on the Immortal side of just stalling out this payload for quite a long time. That has allowed the Immortals players to get back. It's now overtime. Luminosity has to move this to the next checkpoint or they are going down. one map to 0 in this best of 5. Chance getting the nano boost as he tries to charge in, whiffing, but now just swinging away with the hammer, trying to send it home for Immortals. It is a back and forth affair on the payload. At the moment, Ube actually getting the final blow onto Chance. Luminosity, though, this is their last gasp attempt. They need to make it happen here, but it's Super Pluke going down, and that is going to end it. Luminosity getting shut down on map 1. Immortals very, very solid on the offense and defensive side.